So, we are continuing our journey through Ballarat. No. Hi, Morgino. What up? Hey, Void. Oh, meine Kamera ist verschoben. I have seen some pigs today, yeah. I'm an addict when it comes to posts on the subreddits, so I have seen some leaks, yeah, and they look incredibly great. I mean the costumes. I don't want to spoil too much because I don't know if there's anyone out there who don't want to get spoiled by those pigs, but yeah. Oh my. I got 3 of them. Yeah, it's getting me hyped too. A few moments ago when I looked at the photos, I was like, oh my god, I have to be at the premiere. Imagine being at the premiere. What is it called? The English premiere, and the whole room full of Elden Ring fans is absolutely hyped. Ah, that must be an incredibly nice experience. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's just because the whole cinema would probably be full of Elden Ring fans. Usually I'm not really surrounded by Elden Ring fans, so this is probably why I'm probably even more hyped. Because I don't have lore enthusiasts in real life as friends. I wanted to know something more about your math experience, like what you work on for your thesis and what subject did you preferred. Oh, I just, yeah, I remember that you're studying math. So there's a lot that I could talk about actually. So I actually studied math and physics but with the goal to become a teacher. So although I was in the same lessons as those who only studying math or only studying physics, I had in total I had a little less modules because I had two subjects, right? So usually you got one main subject like math, and maybe a second minor subject like a additional input. I don't know what it's called in English. So but when you are studying to become a teacher in Germany, you get like two subjects, and both of them are a little bit less in total. But I was still, especially when it comes to the math lessons that we had, or what are they called? Like the math modules, seminar. I was sitting there with those who also like were studying just pure math, and my bachelor was a bachelor of science, I guess. Yeah, but the master was master of education, though. And we did like what you do, I think, like in every math or most of the math cases when you study math. Like the first two semester are linear algebra and analysis. Like I was doing 1 year of linear algebra and 1 year of analysis at the same time. So this is what you usually do for your first year. My bachelor thesis was actually about I think it was in geometry, actually. It's not that often exciting subject, but it has an interesting philosophical and historical background, and that was something that I was that I really found interesting because I was also discussing axioms, for example. I think it was called absolute geometry. Like you leave out the parallel axiom, and then you usually got, there are like two non-Euclidic geometries and the Euclidic geometry. And if you leave out the parallel axiom, for example, you have like an axiomatic system which would cover all three of them. And I think I actually forgot what I was discussing in my bachelor thesis. Absolute geometry, you said? I think so. I think it was called like that. I can't remember that much, to be honest. let me see.
Stranger, by the look of thee, another of Messmer's peons, methinks. Tell me, does thy kind never weary grow? How do these old bones fascinate thee yet?
Yeah, like I said, yeah, absolute geometry.
Our tower by thy kind, veiled in shadow. Thou camest, robbing us of all, spoiling all. Have ye not basked in these deeds long enough? Listen, progeny of the wanton's trumpet. For thy sins thou shalt have thy recompense. The sacred beast shall unleash its ire. Till then, with this old hag, do what thou wilt, for all the good it'll do thee in the end.
No, I completely missed the dialogue. Yeah, geometry isn't teach that much, I think, because it's more of a classical subject that was more important in the past. But now you would, I think most of, for example, my master thesis was I wrote my master thesis in complex analysis, and I mean it was not that it was nothing too difficult. I mean too complex. I mean too nothing new, of course. I mean, so it's in more or less in the end, it's like you work yourself through literature and try to structure some proofs and ideas and the axioms and are commenting them in a way. That's what I was doing in these theses. And I once did I once visited like a seminar which was not part of the curriculum. It was more like something that you do just because you wanted to do. It was and the topic is changing every year, and because it's something that like three professors in Germany are doing on their own, so it was more like a thing that these professors were just doing because they are like math nerds, and and what was it about? What it was about was, so every year you got their different subject, and the year I was visiting it, it was like about philosophy and math, and it was kind of interesting. And so what we got to do there was we had to look for a topic on our own and prepare a presentation which we would hold after at the end of the semester. And that was something we did actually in Rome, in Italy. We we traveled to, at the end of the semester. We traveled to Italy and were holding presentations. And I chose like philosophical interpretations of infinities. You might be familiar with infinities. It's not. If you're not familiar with math, it's kind of crazy because there are like different kind of infinities, you know. And we were doing like an historical overview of philosophical viewpoints on infinities, and that was kind of interesting. Hey, no, number one. I might be older than I look like, actually. I'm actually so in 2 weeks I become 34.
For what reason dost thou falter, villain? Inept thy sordid work with fullest pride. Else tuck away thy tail and leave for good, loathsome issue of the rotten strumpet.
And Magino, so we looked at, for example, like the philosophical viewpoint on infinities of Aristotle, and because it was more like what was it called? Like I think he called it like something like potential infinity, and where like Aristotle described this as numbers have the potential to become bigger and bigger and bigger without limit, but Aristotle denied that there is actually something infinite existing in the real world, on why he denied that this might be part of a theory that you are of your of math. Maybe it might mean that infinity like becomes part of math was pretty late, right? It was with how was it called, like not canon, like Cantor, yeah. I mean, it was pretty like in the what was it, like 18th century or 19th? I think 19th century, with Bolzano discussed a lot of paradoxa in regard to infinities. It was something that we looked at. There are also like in the 14th century, for example, or 15th century, where we don't have much knowledge of them. They might have not done that much important, but it is interesting that it was actually the discussion about God that also inspired some discussions about infinity, because like philosophical discussions, of course, but there was someone, for example, who tried to examine like objects in math in combination with infinity to conclude something about the characteristics of God, because like being almighty and infinite and omnipresent is something that they thought is a characteristic of God. So, and that led to discussions about infinity. And there was someone, I don't know, what was he called? Cusanus. Cusanus was someone who was interested in math, but also a cardinal. And he tried to examine things in math and how they qualities of objects in math when some kind of infinity is added to. It was interesting. It is nothing too deep actually, but it's really interesting. Yeah. I don't know what you are doing right now in your what kind of subjects do you have? Probably analysis, linear algebra, or algebra, like group theory, probably. Maybe complex analysis or numeric, or statistics. There are crazy fields of math. Like you got like graph theory, or there's even something like geometrical group theory. I don't know, there's so many crazy stuff, but yeah.
Be gone. These lands were ours since times of old. Be gone. These lands were.
Oh, number one. I see it as a compliment, though. I don't mind, because I mean, besides that, I know that I might look younger than I am. I don't mind if others think I'm younger. Might also be the camera. I don't know. Yeah, the first years are incredibly straightforward. Are you doing also like linear algebra and analysis in the first year, or what are you doing there? I mean, you probably start with how is a proof structured, like like a direct proof or indirect proof or proof by contradiction, or I think there's a fourth one. Oh yeah, inductive. What is it called? Like something like complete induction. I don't know the term in English. So was that it? I got the storeroom key and she didn't give us anything.
Be gone. These lands were up.
Hey Vitalik, by the way. Oh shit. A set theory, yeah. Now in the third year I'm studying an optional course of logic. But first order logic, set theory and computation theory. That's something I was interested in actually, like a lesson about logic. But it was not part of my curriculum, sadly. I don't know if it's part of your lesson that you have, but I think in some logic lessons you even discuss like the what was it called? You know, the proof that the math system is kind of incomplete and it can't be ruled out that there are contradictions. What was it called? Like this guy from the early 20th century who, oh come on, like with a math with a fundamental crisis in math history, like I forgot his name. Gödel, yeah, exactly. Of course, Gödel. Yeah, I don't know much about Gödel's proof or theory, but I just know a little bit what is this about, and it sounds incredibly interesting, but I never had the time or the motivation to actually visit additional lessons for that. Are these two different scorpions? Yeah, they are. Is the other one also like poisoning? I've never really looked at their moveset. Thirties other new 20s multivariate Brownian motions for the win. Yeah, I think so. Society is changing a lot, I think. So we got another item over there. Bone bow. Spider scorpions. Oh, I just realized again that they are called spider scorpions. You know, I had this. You know, you guys might know that I have this theory that Ballarat with all these scorpions in it, that the scorpions were chosen because the scorpion is a symbol of a surprise attack, and Ballarat was in some way surprisingly attacked and intruded by Mesmer, and. But in the end, I think it's like a parallel or reference to the circumstances that Radagon invaded from Azula. And probably also like slaughtered Godfrey and his people, which are referenced to the divine beasts. And maybe it makes even sense that they are called spider scorpions, because the spider might be something that is grafting others to himself. Because the term spider only appears in Roderica's dialogue in regard to a spider that is grafting others to himself, to it or to itself. Yeah, it's probably definitely something really interesting, like, because it's like it was changing the fundamental view on math, probably. I think. A philosophy professor once recommended to me a book which I still have in my still have with me that I haven't really read yet. It's I don't know if you know it. It's Gödel, Escher, Bach. It's an incredibly interesting book, probably, and it's also discussing. It's not going deep into the theory and math theory, but it's discussing some qualities of the of what can be concluded and so on. Or it's hard to articulate. If you're interested in hard but interesting literature, Gödel, Escher, Bach might be something for you, because it's a really famous book, I think. Hey Aaron, are scorpions already arachnids? Wouldn't it be like naming a breed dog Beagle? I'm not an expert when it comes to arachnids, but it sounds a little bit like redundant, right? I mean, they could have named them just scorpions and everyone would be fine, probably, because they don't look that much different to like normal scorpions. They just have some additional legs, I would say. I think they named them spider scorpions, because it was not only about a surprising attack, but also about someone who like probably were grafting others to himself. So I think that's why they just chose to add the term spider to it. I think that's it, because in the end they are like, yeah, there's some symbolic meaning behind these terms most of the times, I think. You might remember the dialogue of Roderica, who was telling us something about a spider in a metaphorical way. Why do I have to restart my browser? What the hell? I'm sorry guys, wait a second. Do both of them have 8 legs? Are you sure? So it's even more redundant that they called them like spider scorpions. I think it's only because it is a little about not only a surprising attack, because I think it's also about someone who were grafting others to himself. I think that's why they chose to add the term spider to it. So Magino, if you are interested in some really difficult literature, that might be incredibly interesting, but only if you have enough time and and want a challenge here, you might want to check this one out. I haven't read it yet, but from what I know and from what I have like read on the first pages, I'm pretty sure it's an. I mean, it's a quite known book, and it's not easy literature. If you want to deep dive into that, you can check out the link. Okay, a crude short bow fashioned from sickly bone. Medium for spirit calling and a product of the ancient hexing arts of the tower. Rancor shot. Imbue arrows with ventral spirits before firing off a barrage. Imbue arrows. Chase down fast. As I said, I haven't read it myself because it's probably time consuming and something you really need your head for. It's cognitive challenging, I think, probably. But it's, I don't know. If you're interested in this stuff and have the time and energy for it, give it a try, I would say. It's definitely worth, I think. It's also about art and IT in a little bit. Like, what? Was I that low on health? Oh, jeez. There wasn't even health bar to be seen. Okay. Maybe I was poisoned and I haven't noticed. Oh, they come over here. Oh, no, not again. Oh, that one is huge. Is it evolution of the cocoons in that room? I don't know. I think these are just different sizes. But I mean, the question is, did these came out of these? I mean, it looks like that. Are they praying or crying? Can't understand a thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can understand anything, but so, but he was crying or like sorrow standing in front of this corpse here, so or husk. Then we got this item. Thin beast bone, okay, for what's that's a fucking strange item. 5 times. Hey Darcy. I mean, crying is being a sorrow. Yeah, okay, it seems logical, I would say. Or begging for forgiveness? Begging for forgiveness? Or begging for salvation? Once again, Shadow Trip fragment. Carved words, Colis. I abandon here my arm Sinistral. It's so strange what kind of descriptions are on these crosses sometimes. Sinistral, is it the left arm or is it the right? I think I read about it, but I forgot which one was which. It's the left arm, okay. left arm. Huh. And the Dexter arm is in Mesmer's castle. Dried bouquet. A quaint bouquet of dried flowers offered to a small grave. Oh, it's a grave. I haven't noticed that it's a grave, actually. Raises attack power when the spirit you have summoned dies. And the sorrow that flows from the untimely demise of a loved one is a tenderness shared by all, regardless of birthplace. Untimely demise. I wonder which one is referencing here. Someone who was untimely demised. Could also be that there is some symbolic meaning to a dried bouquet, maybe. Let's see. Okay. So it's not much, but it could be that there's some nuance to the dried bouquet, because it could also be that there's some symbolism here in regard to the dried bouquet, because it is dried, it is holding its appearance. So there might be something about like yeah, some memory or sorrow or emotional attachment to the one who died, but which is still lasting. So, but it's So this is called. Is this a grave? I mean, it says that it's offered to a small grave. So maybe I don't know how often this acid appears, but is this acid maybe the grave? Is it maybe ash? Ash of someone who died? I don't know. Or is it the whole thing, like the tomb maybe? Yeah. Something we should keep in mind maybe. Maybe we see another of these. Who knows? The 5 thin beast bones are just a bit weird. I don't know. For flight pinion. You know, the flight pinion is an item that was never placed in the base game. Although it was already present in the base game, but it was never placed there. But now in the DLC, they are placing flight pinion. Isn't it weird? So, and here are 4 flight pinion. Flight pinion is boosting arrows. Oh, so they can fly further, right? Is it like that they are used for? Oh yeah. Oh, good catch, Nomade. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's actually something. Maybe they have both to do with arrows. Might be true. I mean, the thin beast bones, maybe. Is there only use, like, for arrows? Is that what they are used for? They're not used for anything else, right? And I think flight pinion as well. At least it's an interesting thought. Three smithing stone, 2. 3 smithing stones. Bro. Does it have to do with the point of view? Does it have to do with, like, Jagged Peak? I don't know. Have I been there already? I think so. Oh no, I haven't. Well, depth key. Maybe the 3 smithing stones are linked to the circumstances in the well depth. Well, depths. I can't pronounce this goddamn word. Well, depth key. White flesh mushroom 6 times. It is not a coincidence. 6 white flesh mushroom. We can also buy like 6 white flesh mushroom. Buy some more for some reason. And I think down there were like red flesh mushroom. I think yesterday. I don't know if there's anything to them, but it looks like that there is. Hmm. Hmm. Now it's a golden horn tender. And 3 black firefly. Hmm. I don't mean no matter. Yeah, I mean, I know that we might need like lower smithing stones, but I already think it's interesting to look at the amount of smithing stones, for example, that you get, because I'm firmly convinced that in the base game, for example, they sometimes place them a specific amount, and they place a specific amount of an item to use their number, because sometimes they are using numbers to reference or connect things. And in the base game, is in particular, the number 3 is considered a sign or an ill omen. So whenever I see the number 3 somewhere, it might have to do with a reference to circumstances where something bad happened. Oh shit. I mean, that doesn't mean that like every number might have a meaning, but when it comes to the number number 6, for example, I'm pretty sure that there's something to the number 6 as well. So 20? I don't know, maybe. Oh, broken rune. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, the 20 black key bolts. They're incredibly rare, too, which makes it even more suspicious. I think there are like 4 places where you can find black key bolts. Uh, 10 arrows? I can't remember. I don't think so. But there have been 10 arrows somewhere. All together. No, I don't think I have found any arrows in Ballarat. I mean, no, God. Yeah, but when it comes to the roundtable hold, I think I already connected them, because in the roundtable hold there is, I think there are some riddles going on, and I realized that it might have to do with the identical rooms in roundtable hold in fortified manor, because the room that you mentioned, it contains a chest, and in the chest is the black key crossbow, like you mentioned, and with the black key crossbow are 20 black key bolts, and it actually depicts the Earth Tree. I mean, there's an Earth Tree painting right above this chest that you just mentioned, Nomad, but when you look at Fortified Manor in Lanedell, in the exact same room, in the exact same spot, are also 20 black key bolts placed for some reason. So you have, like, in the exact same room in Fortified Manor and Roundtable Hold have these 20 black key bolts, but in the Roundtable Hold there's also the black key crossbow with it. But what's interesting is they changed the painting. In Fortified Manor you got America painting, and in Roundtable Hold you got an Earth Tree painting. And in one of my videos, I interpreted these. There might be one or two more reasons, but I think it is actually referencing the shattering, in which America kind of turned into the Earth Tree, consisting of grays. And the black key bolts are probably a reference in some way, or a symbolic reference to the dark power and spear that is piercing through the body of Radigan America. Yeah, Morgino, I just don't have any ideas to the number 10 yet, because it appears quite often. It doesn't mean that there's nothing to it. It's just the more often a number appears, the more difficult it might get. So I'm still not sure about that. Sometimes it feels like you need like one location where you where the context is so clear what the number means that from there on you might get the right idea, and then you can transfer and look if this interpretation fits in all the other cases as well. And if it does, then we might crack the meaning of a number. We got 4 fly mold. 1 glass shard. And stanching boluses. And 8 red flesh mushroom. 8. Ooh. Oh. I don't know. I mean, the stanching boluses are probably a reference to Radagon, but the 8 red flesh mushroom are probably a reference to the confrontation between Radagon and Godfrey. Glass shard is probably a reference to the tarnished. I mean, that's how I interpret them right now, at least. But the 4 fly mold are weird. Why 4? Why good luck? Oh, but we also have like one more item over there. Maybe it's clearing something up. Is it that one? Yeah, I think so. Four black firefly. So many items placed 4 times here. There's also something going on with poison in this city. 1 summer smithing stone. By the way, does this tree look different from the others? Or are there several of them that looks like this one? I mean, yeah, this one looks the same, I guess. Do they? Hmm. Oh, sneaky turtle. You know that I have a different that I have a not literal interpretation of the Shadowlands. Aren't these the same assets that they used in Stormvale? Mesmer Fire Grease. So these were killed in the Crusade probably. Yeah, I think it's just a FromSoft thing where you just can obtain even things in a dream. I know it's not immersive. I know that, but I think that's how they design these things. Okay, we got a huge poison swamp here. Oh. Like a 3D printer? What do you mean by like a 3D printer? I mean, they some of these things are. I mean, it's supposed to evoke the impression of being immersive and real, and I know that it sounds like it's something that I I don't know how to explain this. I just think they are not creating most of the game's content primarily with immersion in mind. I think they only try to make it look immersive and to blend into a world where it might be a part of. But I think it's primarily, I think the game's content is primarily supposed to mirror events or parts of this main story that is never really directly told. And so what I think is happening here is with the game's content is that it's being inspired in a sometimes metaphorical, sometimes in a symbolic way, or just in regard to themes that come together in specific locations, and therefore that what we see and what we explore feels sometimes it's there are a lot of stuff that's more symbolic. It's and I think that's how we actually are supposed to decipher the lore, by analyzing themes, symbolic and metaphorical meanings, and what thoughts have been, or ideas have been behind the that are behind the design. Like the question, how did they came up with these ideas and themes, and why are they naming these scorpions spider scorpions, for example? What do you mean, but but they went out of their way to make it make sense? Before, why not here? I think it has a different design. His eyes are different for some reason. Oh shit. Look at his eyes. His eyes are like... they're just looking strange. Seems like a slightly different model, actually. Immunizing horn charm +2. Eight thin beast bones. 2 sliver of meat. A broken rune. Smithing stone 3. 8 poison bone dart. These are a lot of 8s. 8 like the number 8. 8s. And we again had these thin beast bones. There's a giant hole in the center of the Lands Between map. Yeah. I think that there was some parts of Farmer Zula before. I mean, look at Placido Sucks Arena. Placido Sucks Arena looks like as the towers would be built around it. And I think the missing mass in the center of the Lands Between are a crater, actually. The Shadow Tree is just... I mean, everything we see in this DLC, I think it's just mirroring events from the Lands Between. And what was in the distant past of the Lands Between was probably a crossed tree, which is here, like, represented or depicted through the Shadow Tree. Although it might not exactly the same, it's like almost the same, I would say. It's supposed to mirror, you know? At least that's how I see it. It's the only way for me that all starts to make sense. Yeah, and I don't think that they have to match because I don't even think that it's the actual landmass that is missing. It is evoking the impression that it might have been in the land between to create discussions and to just to evoke the impression that it might have been. So you are supposed to be able to interpret it in a literal way, I think. You know, I think they are creating these double meanings with on purpose. That you can interpret these things in a literal way, but also in a more symbolic way, which is referencing other stuff from the main story. And I think we have to go with the more symbolic, metaphorical meaning in most cases. I mean, there are so many plot holes when it comes to the DLC. Like, why is Mikola leaving one of his bodies in the lands between just to separate himself from another body in the DLC? Or why is there an incredibly huge baldachin or canopy above the the realm of the shadow? I mean, some people will say, yeah, it's like the ceiling of the lands, but then too, you are just interpreting this in a symbolic way. So why not in another way? I just think there are, in most cases, there are like alternative interpretations, and sometimes, and that's what I'm doing. I try to look at multiple possible interpretations, and I try to find the right one, and that's what I. And this led me to where I am right now. Divine Gate, also more symbolic. Yeah, that's what I think, at least. I don't want to deny other interpretations. Don't get me wrong. But when you're asking for my interpretation, then it's like that. Even when it comes to Mikola, I think Mikola is supposed to mirror not his own story, but Mikola is used as a parallel to the Greater Will, or the Elden Beast, or the Elden Ring. Shit. For me, it's more a matter of the perspective on the game's content. Okay. I think there was neutralizing boluses, I think. Eight serpent arrows. Again, 8. This whole area is full of 8. I don't think that Mikela made it up. And I have an interpretation to the Realm of Shadow, what they actually represent, though. But everything what's happening here is actually more like, for us at least, in regard to the lore, meant in a symbolic way. So, for example, when it comes to the statement, then the Realm of Shadow is the center of the lands between where the dead wash up, right? When you take this statement, I think the term center, for example, is probably meant more in a metaphorical way. So a friend of mine was analyzing the kanji for center that is used in Japanese, and it could also mean like something like heart or like yeah, like not the literal center, but also like the something in the middle, like the center, like the heart of lands between. Could also. So there's some different nuances in Japanese, but so when it comes to the statement, the center of the lands between, I actually think that it's, yeah, if you want to have a location, I would say the Realm of the Shadow is actually like, for one, I interpret it as some kind of dream world of Marika's consciousness, and therefore I would interpret the Realm of Shadow's location inside of the Earth Tree in some way. And the phrase "where the dead wash up" is exactly this. It's inside of the Earth Tree, inside of the Elden Beast and Elden Ring. And because there is where the souls are washing up in a way, in the lands between. And if you might have followed my interpretations on the stream when it comes to the rainbow stones and the rainbow colors, I think it's also the reason why we have so many different colors here in the Realm of Shadows in the sky, because the many-colored theme, in my opinion, is heavily linked to the Earth Tree and the souls that it contains, which are also in the Elden Beast in some way. Because actually, like, where the souls are being suppressed, it's inside the Earth Tree and the Elden Beast. And you could interpret it as some kind of Marika's dream world, which is mirroring past events, and which is located in her, yeah, in her soul maybe, or consciousness, or inside the Elden Beast in some way. And that's how I interpret it, at least. Oh, 3 beast liver. Horn calling. When you unseal Hugh and his father, are you really unsealing them or are you imagining them? Ah. What do you mean by unsealing them? Didn't we have the term downtrodden another yesterday already somewhere? Where was the downtrodden mentioned? I was pretty sure we already read something about the downtrodden somewhere. Or was it in a dialogue? Oh, yeah, probably in a dialogue. Yeah, we find the spirit ashes in the underground tomb. Yeah, but once again, I think the spirit ashes of Hugh and Andreas. I think Hugh and Andreas. I think they were designed primarily as parallels, as references to Godwyn and Godfrey. So I know when you now question the immersion, and ask me, are they really there or are they really not there? There are possibilities to interpret it in that or that way, but in the end, I just think that this question leads nowhere, right? And especially because those questions seem to lead like nowhere. I like focused on more on the perspective of reading everything in form of parallels, because I'm also convinced that this is what they because I think this is like how they were designed in the first place. Oh yeah, Shriek of Sorrow. Yeah, you're absolutely right. No. Yeah, no, you're right. Skill utilized by the downtrodden. I don't think that the Shadowlands were simply moved. I think it's, I mean, okay, see it like that. Imagine you got, you experienced something in your life, and you are dreaming of those experience memories. So now comes the question that what you have seen in the dream, did it actually happen? It did in Bloodborne. I don't know much about Bloodborne, I'm sorry. What do you mean by they had a reason for it all? Or white flesh mushroom. Yeah, I think so too, that there are probably for most stuff reasons why they are like they are. But so it's just that I think the reasons are the parallels or the references, you know? Remembrances are weird. I still don't really know what remembrances actually are. Oh, wrong lever. I can teleport anyway, though. In Secret, it's even weirder because those aren't even your own memories. I mean, there are in some way your own memories, but you are like acting differently than in the past. It's a bit weird. Okay, guys, should I go for the lion? Let's do it. Are we doing it? Let's go. Oh, damn. I got so many runes. Let's dance.
O horn-decked beast from higher sphere delivered,
There's a huge bloodstain, by the way.
take root inside the tower's sculpted keepers, and perched within, we beg of thee, rise. Dance and kavod, cleanse all and go wind. Cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower. Cleanse away the strumpet's vile progeny.
Go. Oh, I'm so bad. I can't see anything. Oh shit. Oh, we got Freya. Let's go. I might be making this even harder with Freya because of summoning her outside of the arena. Bruh. First boss, guys. Is she throwing fire pots? Oh yeah, she is. I didn't know that she's doing that. Shield bash. Oh. I'm just interested in her moveset. So she's using shield bash quite a lot. No. This boss fight is so cinematic. I love it. Jeez, it's raining too. Oh. Yeah, the trumpet is probably referring to America. But I assume it as some kind of illusion. It's probably referring to Radigan as America, you know? Oh shit. Oh, damn. Oh my god. No, let's go for these. I don't know. Although I could also go for... bad timing. Oh. Oh, the frost stomp. Shit. Oh shit. Bro, what is this? It's tracking me. I'm cooked! Remembrance of the dancing lion. It's such a nice fight. I love the soundtrack, the boss fight, and the boss design. It's just pure cinema. Divine Beast Head. bloodstains are crazy as well. O tower of ours, hidden in shadow, a lofty spiral piercing the heavens. Let him safely enter greater godhood. And our salvation? I got no idea what this ghost is. To what he's related to. But he's... Yeah, I mean, it's probably supposed to sound like that he's referring to Mikola, though. Let him safely unto greater godhood. And in divinity grant our salvation. So, I think that's it for today. We're done with Balrog. I think Balrog is really interesting, but I still don't really understand some of these references. It seems like there's a lot of going on with Radagon and Godfrey, but... Especially because there are so many items placed 8 times. We got like the scorpion theme, spider scorpion theme. So maybe an invasion or an intrusion. A Radagon probably. He were grafting them towards him. But there's also something going on with poison that I don't understand yet. In which way poison might play a role there. But that's it for today, guys. Yeah, have a good one, everyone. Thanks for coming by, joining the stream. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye, guys.